All right. Hi. Um so this is like the 11th week of taking suboxone at this point. And I'll just like get into it. Things aren't going well. I miss shooting dope so bad. Um I really want to get high, and I think a big part of that is like it's so nice outside. Like, it's a lot easier to get sober when it's -5 degrees. And I'd have to go sit in my car for 3 hours in the freezing temperatures in the middle of the night. Um, yeah, it's a lot easier to get sober when it's shitty out and you don't really want to move from your house. Um, but spring in Kentucky is beautiful. I love it. I love it here. I love this state despite there's a lot of like idiots here, but I love this state and I love the people for the most part, and I love the spring of Kentucky. And really makes you want to get high because it's like, man, this is such a perfect, beautiful day. You know what would make this day better? If I was shooting drugs directly into my bloodstream. um, And I can't do that. I can't do that because I have been granted a second chance at everything. Um, my work was not going well when I went to detox. They really thought, everybody really thought I had like cancer or something because I looked so sick. And I don't know if it translated super well on camera, but um I mean, I was really sick. I was really starving and dehydrated, and I lost a lot of muscle mass. Um and I was just a soulless husk of a person because all I did was shoot dope all day long. And that was not good. And my job was hanging off the edge of a cliff. My relationship was horrible. My relationship with my family was getting complicated, and it was getting very hard to hide that I was doing drugs. I think most people probably did know that I was doing drugs, but we don't talk about that in my family. Like, my family obviously knows that I had a really severe drug problem like 8 years ago, and they do not know that my drug problem has continued until now. Um, they just know that I OD'd on drugs, and most of them don't even know that I went to detox a second time. So, for that, so yeah, my relationship with my family was getting real stupid. And I think that if I were to go back to shooting dope, I would absolutely 100% lose everything. Um, because there's only so many chances you can give a person. Like, my friends are frustrated, like, and not because they like hate me or they think I'm annoying. I think my friends have tried to distance themselves because they think I'm gonna die. And I think it's kind of painful. One of my best friends is just like, it's hard to watch you like sit around and kill yourself. And I can understand that. So, I just think I would lose a lot of friends, like really, for real, just because that's that's a shitty situation. Um but the problem is that I feel like I am trying to do the inner work that I need to do to get better. And I still have like no identity outside of using drugs. I have all of these hobbies. I run a lot. I've been running like 6 miles a day. And I don't get a runner's high anymore, also, which fucking sucks. Like, I don't know, if any of y'all are runners, like, I've been a runner forever. And I don't get a runner's high because I guess I just totally fucked up my receptors so bad that I just, like, don't get any joy from anything anymore. Um, and hopefully that'll come back. I don't know. It's been 3 months. It still hasn't come back. That's really frustrating because, I mean, the fact that I just don't feel like I don't know, any dopamine, it's making me kind of depressed. Um, my brain's just not working right. But I don't have an identity outside of using drugs, and I have these hobbies. I'm in this writing class that's going super well. I'm in another club. I volunteer constantly. I mean, I've said all this before. Like, I'm a very well-rounded member of the community. Like, I participate in local politics. Like, I do all the shit. I am so active. I know so many people. I spend time with people. I dedicate myself to like art, my craft. I make art. I write, blah blah blah. And I can't find any sense of self in that. All of my identity, for some fucking reason, is tied into using drugs. And I think it's been that way for, yeah, about half my life, since I was 16, at least, because I used to be on the cross country team in high school, and I finally made it to varsity. I was one of the top 3 runners on the team. And when I was 16, um, I mean, there was a lot of reasons. I mean, this happened shortly after I was raped. So for the first time. So like I don't know, I was just in a weird state, but like I was on the cross country team and doing really well and loving it and winning, winning. I was doing awesome. And I dropped out. I dropped the team because I wanted to get high more. Like that was literally the only reason, is that my parents got home late, so I had like that 3-4 hour window between when I got off the bus, because I didn't have a car, so I always rode the bus, between when I got off the bus to when my parents came home. And what I wanted to do in that window of time was drugs. I just wanted to do drugs for 3 or 4 hours. And I did. And I just sat up in my room and I smoked weed by myself, or I took speed, or I drank. And like so much of my identity, and I've given up so much for drugs. It's like so fundamentally tied to me that I just know I'm going to go back on drugs. Like I just know it. It's inevitable. Kind of sad. All right.